In a video, a proponent argued that it is socially acceptable to say, "Look at that girl sitting at the bar," but not socially acceptable to say, "Go ask that boy behind the bank counter if the notary is here today." The video I'm making now is not a personal attack on the proponent, rather a critique of the proponent's argument. As such, I refer to the proponent solely by the term "the proponent." I'm a feminist. In junior year of high school, teacher asked the class, "How many of you consider yourself feminists?" and defined the term as someone who believes males and females should have equal rights. That was the first time I had questioned whether or not I was a feminist, but with that definition, I said, sure, I am. I was a feminist then, I'm a feminist now. However, the discrepancy of which the proponent was speaking prior is not due to sexism, it's due to being situational. In a bar, people would say, "Look at that boy sitting at the bar," but in a bank would not say, "Go ask that girl behind the bank counter if the notary is here today." I'm passionate because sexism is indeed real. But pseudo-sexism, claiming that sexism is present when it is not, lowers credibility and causes for a dismissal of sexism claims overall. The boy who cried wolf, if you will. I'm also passionate because of a second discrepancy, using one set of terms for youth and another for adults, boy or girl, and man or woman. In my research, I use a theoretical framework which I coined as Juvenile Floccinaucinihilipilification. Floccinaucinihilipilification, according to dictionary.com, is the estimation of something as valueless. As such, juvenile floccinaucinihilipilification, or JF for short, is the estimation of youth as valueless. Treating youth differently is absurd. Formal operations, which is the ability to use logic and related concepts, develops during adolescence and is only used by around 50% of adults. As such, around half of the 16-year-olds in the world are being more logical than around half of the adults. Furthermore, JF is so unusual because of a few other reasons. It happens to everyone, and it's generally dismissed because anyone who lives past 17 grows out of this phase, out of this stage. Age also cannot be modified, and it changes every day. Also, it's the only marginalization which is also not just de facto, but de jure. Women might be discouraged from pursuing science, de facto, but de jure, to prohibit a female from entering a field of science is illegal. However, when it comes to JF, not only are youth discouraged from pursuing many activities, but they're also barred legally from activities such as voting. Juvenile floccinaucinihilipilification is worsened by terms such as older and wiser, just a kid, I know we're all adults, and related to the original proponent's argument, differentiating between terms such as boy or girl and man or woman. Furthermore, the proponent's argument that the notion that females are considered inferior to males when females are called girls implies that the proponent believes that youth are inferior to adults. The proponent even said, elsewhere in the video, that the terms we're using for women are outdated and insensitive. I assume that girl is one of these terms. And as such, the proponent indirectly admitted that calling a female a girl just because she's younger than 18 is insensitive. Just as there is pseudo-sexism, there is pseudo-juvenile floccinaucinihilipilification as well. So, in conclusion, whether sexism or JF or any other marginalization, don't cry wolf and claim a marginalization is present when it's not. Otherwise, credibility for the existence of the marginalization overall is lowered and lost completely.